to yet another Scratch tutorial, and today we're going to learn about the X and Y axis and how we can do things with it. Now, here we have our cat. We're not going to be using this cat today, so let's get rid of him. Delete. Well, first let's put in a new strike. Let's say we want a dragon. This one. Right, we can delete strike one. Delete. And we're going to call this dragon. Now this dragon is going to have something interesting. We're going to wins collect forever. So that's a loop that's going to go on for on and on and on and on. It'll just always happen. And then we get something called we're going to get one of those fitths. Change color effect. But that's not what we want. So we stop that. So that's the color effect, but you might already know about that. So we're going to make it whirl instead. And it keeps whirling and whirling and whirling and whirling. But we don't want that. We want to use a variable here. Now a variable is something we can use. So let's just put so we're going to use a dividing. Okay? We're going to divide by 5 because that's a good number, because we're going to actually be moving our cursor around to make it whirl and stuff. Now, if we look around, we should find a mouse X tool. Now we can put that in that little variable slot there, and if we run, it whirls depending on how much we move to left to right, because the x-axis is the axis that is the one that's laying down. So after we move it from side to side, we can whirl it. And it looks a little strange when we whirl, but that's alright. So, but we can also do the same thing with a y-axis. So let's stop this now. And we're also going to change effect. And this time we're going to make it a color effect. And we're going to use the same thing. We're going to use the dividing variable. But then this time, instead of using mouse X divided by 5, in which it would look like, and apparently it's not happy because you can't divide by 0, but here you go. So it will look like this, but moving it up or down will have no different effect. But we want to make it moving it up. We want to make it up, which affects the color, so we add instead a mouse Y. Mouse X can go back into the inventory. So here we go. And the forever makes sure it goes on and on and on. So here we have a color changing dragon that spins around. Which may seem quite curious, but when you get to X and Y, mouse X and Y and stuff, it'll become very important, especially when you're making interactive things like things that will follow your cursor. But today, I guess it's goodbye.